Page 158, Song of Joy. On page 154, they introduce you to the key of D major. D major has two sharps, an F sharp and a C sharp. You see, when the sharps appear in a key signature, they're always in the same order. So over time, you'll learn what it is. The first sharp is always F sharp. Well, the second sharp is always C sharp. So D major has two sharps, an F sharp and a C sharp. Time to go do my scale video on D major. If you don't know the scale, learn it one octave up and down. If you already know the scale, go 2 octaves. If you don't know the scale, don't try the 2 octaves right off the bat. Take your time with this, just 1 octave until you can get the fingering for it. It's bad enough 1 octave, let alone 2. On page 155, they show you the parallel, both going up and the contrary. I recommend stick with parallel for right now. You'll get to contrary a little later. You don't have to grab everything. I want to learn it all right now, attitude, because in my opinion, you'll just fail. You'll get so frustrated. Just take it a piece at a time. They give you some metronome ideas at the bottom. That's up to you. It's a personal thing. Go real super slow. I suggest when you first start it, that you start it way down, like a quarter note equals, what, 60 or less. Just stay real slow so you can focus on the accents and the wrist action, the technique. I explain it in the scale video better than I'm doing now. On page 156, they cover the primary chords for D major. The 1, 4, and 5, 7 chords. Well, it's the same idea as the others, except we got to use the notes in D major. That means an F sharp and a C sharp. Well, a 1 chord is the D chord. That's based on step 1 here. And because there's an F sharp, so you got to have that. Then the 4 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a G chord. However, we don't use this one. We go here to here. It's the 4 chord. And then the 5, 7 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got a C sharp in it. And we do it this way. It has an E in it. We don't use the E. I mean, you can use the E. Sometimes you use the E instead of the C sharp. Sometimes you use both. Sometimes you don't use either one. You need the G and the A. But that's the 5, 7 chords. So 1, 4, 5, 7, 1. Primary chords, it's a good idea for you to go ahead and learn, although you're going to be using them, so it'll help too. And again, we call it closed position because we're not moving around. We're staying right in one area. We can get all the chords just in the same basic area. So it's close. And that leads us to Song of Joy. Normally called Ode to Joy. Ode is a song, sort of. So it's a very famous melody by Beethoven. I encourage you to go listen to Beethoven's 9th Symphony. This is from the last movement. Listen to the whole thing. It's really neat. Especially considering that he was completely deaf when he wrote it. He couldn't hear anything. It was all in his head. So let's look this over. 4/4 time. We're in the key of D major, 2 sharps. We got repeat signs, first and second endings. You see that all over. It goes quarter notes, half notes, eighth notes, dotted rhythms. We've had all that before. So let's just take it one hand at a time, make sure we get the rhythms and the fingerings and all that worked out. I'm going to start with the right hand. The right hand doesn't play until the top of page 159. There on measure 14. And you're here. Just quarter notes. Not too bad, I hope. 1 and 2. It's just here. If you can't do that, I hope you can, because there's no black key. You got a little more room here. Hopefully you can fit in there. Go down to measure 18, you're here. Now they're saying this. Look out. See, if this isn't working for you, then we got to change this so the thumb isn't on that black key. And there you can do this. 2, 3, and stay out here, and then a 1, 4. This fingering from 2, 3 to 1, 4 is common in piano. So it's fine if you want to try it. It's 2, 3, 1, 4. Again, 2, 3. Just stay right there. Now thumb. Rest. And that's tied. And so you get the rest, I hope. I went over it kind of fast, but I don't, at this level, that shouldn't really be a problem for you in reading this notes and rhythm. If it is, it may be time to go back and start this book again and go through it again. You're going a little too fast. Left hand, well, the left hand starts, gets the melody actually, way down here. This F sharp down here, you're in the, you're just playing. I don't see anything tricky about the left hand there. Let's go down to the bottom on measure 8. You're here. Thumb then on the E, because we got to go down here. And that's that low note, that is 3 ledger lines below the staff. 1 ledger line is an E. 2 would be a C or C sharp in this piece. 3 then is an A. So that's an A. So again, right? It's an A. And then say thumb. That's alright, because you're going to play the F sharp again with 3rd finger. That's fine. Just remember that A is just 1 beat. So again, at measure 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and that's tied. Go to measure 14. Your ending measure 13 here. Just lift up and move, just an octave higher. And these are 8th notes. I'm just transferring weight from, I'm rotating here. Here, there, then I'll measure 19 after the reverse repeat sign. You're here. Whole notes, not a problem. Measure 21, cross over, 2nd finger there. So they put the 2 in, they say cross 2 over. They're being nice to you. You need a 2, that tells you a finger to use. You don't need all that other stuff. You're just crossing over here. Rest, and then you're back to the 8th notes. At the end, rest, you come down here. If this doesn't work, then you got to use that. That's doable because the actual chord is this, from A to A. That's the fingering, so you can do that if you want. That's alright. However, if your hands are small enough, you can use the fingering in the book too. So you put the hands together. Well, on page 158, it's left hand. Let's go over to where the hands come, the measure 14. We're playing. You're here, here. Not a problem, I hope. Let's go down to the 4th line, measure 21. We're here, or here, whichever fingering you're using. That's melody, that 1 note. Now rhythm, this is measure 22. They're just quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Because that's tied. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So forth. When you can get that, then work out the hesitation so the beat is steady. It's not necessarily going to have to be fast. It says allegro. We'll get to that later. You just take it nice and slow so the beat is steady. Now we can add the articulation. Now, there really isn't any articulation. It's a fairly legato piece. It's smooth. It says at the beginning underneath the staff, legato means connect them all, and the whole piece is connected. It's just, you play it as connected as you can. But you can hear the musical phrases, the musical sentences. So you can lift up between the phrases. They're not marked, but you can hear them. So just lift up. Like at measure 4, when you repeat, lift up. It's like taking a breath. So there's a little silence. And the same on measure 5. Lift up. because it's a new phrase. Here, lift up between here and here. It's a new phrase. Got a little syncopation going on. Beethoven loves syncopation. And there's an accent on that, so not heavy, just land. So forth. So you can put in the phrasing between the musical sentences. When you get to measure 19 here, they've got, again, each measure, you can if you want, but I recommend you connect all this. It's all one sentence until you get to measure 22 and you have a here. So I'd connect it. Between the 8, back, you have a little silence in there. This new phrase like we had before. And connect all that. So you can connect the phrasing. You also have an accent on that note. And typical with a syncopated note, we tend to accent them anyway, but they told you to here. You better do it. Then we get the dynamics. You're starting out soft. They say imagine the string basis. So you imagine whatever you want. Just be soft. Just do it softly. Very light. You're staying there until measure 9 at the bottom. Now you're going to crescendo. Don't go very high. You go up to maybe a moderately soft and then back down. So it's here. That makes that almost moderately loud, but moderately soft on this note, on the accent, and then come back down to soft. Now back down to soft. So you're just going to go up and then come back to it's like a swell. So starting at measure 8, you're soft. They're kind of telling you how to interpret the piece when they do that. It's better that you feel that. So get to know it well enough that you can feel that swell coming in here so you don't force it. Then when you get to measure 14, the right hand gets the melody and it goes up to moderately loud. The left hand has to be soft. So forth. And you get to measure 18, you're still moderately loud. Now you go down to moderately soft. The left has to be soft or very soft. Then to measure 21, crescendo. Now you're loud. The left hand can come up to maybe moderately soft to moderately, keep it under the measure 21. Retard onto at the end to slow down. Stay loud though. So you're ending it happy and loud and all, but you started out very softly. Speed wise, I think about what I've been doing, and that's not really allegro. That's a moderato speed. Allegro would be that. That's way too fast for this. Go listen to the orchestra play it. And there are people actually singing in parts of this, and it's just no. I'd take it more of a moderato speed. Those metronome markings they're showing, in my opinion, are moderato. They're not allegro. That may be an error in the music. Maybe they meant moderato. Then we add pedal to add some overtones and connect a few things. We have to be careful because I don't care for the way Faber uses the pedal. So let's talk about it. You're not pedaling at the beginning. This has to be soft and clean, no overtones to speak of. And then when you get over to, they're saying measure 13, for the half note you can pedal that. I disagree. Don't pedal that measure, just don't. Just finish it. You didn't pedal any of this other, don't add overtones at the end like that. And just lift up and come up. You can have a little silence between that. You're not pedaling any of that. However, When you get to measure 18, again, they're telling you to pedal that. And I disagree. I don't want to add overtones here at the end. Just don't pedal that. Just leave it. On measure 18, don't. However, now on measure 19, we have some contrast. Now we can add overtones and make it. And you're going to change the pedal every 2 beats here. And then on measure 21, of course, you don't. But that it connects it. It's a fine 2 measures. I can handle it. And then, as far as I'm concerned, that's it. They're showing pedal at the end again. But again, I didn't have it pedal before it. I'm not going to change it now. So I suggest leave the pedal off. So in my opinion, the only places you're pedaling this piece are measures 19 and 20. That's it. And it's overlapping pedal, it's legato, and that's it. Don't really need pedal at all. You do fine without it, but that's okay. If I played this piece 10 different times, I would play it different every time. I'd never play it exactly the same. I'm always experimenting and trying things out anyway. I like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics, but we will do all the repeats and all that. So I'll give us 4 counts. Let's just go over it slowly together. You can leave your right hand on your lap until right before you need it, or you can put it up on the piano and leave it there. It's your choice, whatever you want to do. I'm lazy, so I leave it on the lap until I need it. 1, 2, ready, go. One and 2 and 3, repeat. Repeat.